What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Justin here. Thanks for watching. Now, you wouldn't know it by watching his show today, but Howard Stern's heyday in the 90s and 2000s, he was one of the most dangerous entertainers of all time.
Following the horrific Columbine High School shooting, Stern made wildly insensitive comments.
Did those kids try to have sex with any of the good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to go kill yourself and kill all the kids, like, why wouldn't you have some sex? Yeah, I mean, if I was going to kill some people, I'd take them out with some sex.
He spends most of his time now doing long-form, glazing interviews of the same A-list celebrities that he would have absolutely demolished on air back in the day. The dude was fucking diabolical. And one of Stern's early targets was Mr. Corey Feldman, the great and powerful himself. These days, pretty much, Corey exclusively only does interviews if he knows the person is going to be glazing him and sucking his ass. But back in the day, Stern was the only person who Corey would talk to that told him what he needed to hear, not what he wanted to hear. Had Corey dropped his deranged ego, malignant narcissism, and delusion, he just might not be the most prolific laughingstock of the internet as he is today. Although it is fun, and I appreciate you, Corey. And there's not a better example of Corey Vision delusion goggles than his appearance on The Stern Show in 2002 for the Losers vs. Corey Feldman Battle of the Bands. Now, Corey has talked about this battle before, and he describes Howard as turning on him during the Battle of the Bands. But what he fails to realize is the only thing Howard turned is a mirror around to himself to see his own reflection. For him to see what the rest of the world sees, which is that his music could be used as a CIA torture method. So let's go ahead and break down the mountaintop of the Corey versus Stern arc with the legendary Battle of the Bands. Stern's Just for Goofs band, The Losers, made a few appearances on the show between 2000 and 2003. There were a couple of other random appearances, but we're going to focus on the Stern Show appearances. The premise being Stern and his band, usually comprised of people in his studio, Stuttering John, Fred Norris. If you're familiar with Stern, you know some of these characters. What he does is place his made-up fake band up against overly confident actors turned musicians. Now, a little side note here, but the only challenger of the Losers to ever win the contest was Chris Jericho's band, Fozzy. Now, Fozzy sucks big, giant, swinging donkey dicks, so big L for the judges, and a little bit of a spoiler for the outcome of Corey versus Stern. Now, as Corey makes his way to the studio, right off the bat, Corey makes a statement that pretty much telegraphs his entire music career for the next 20 years.
Confident that the only opinion that matters, which is ours, is gonna stay untainted. Losers!
That's one thing to be bold, but for a person with Corey's lack of natural talent, it just makes this whole thing so much sweeter.
I've got Corey Feldman here. Woo! Corey has a whole new look to impress the judges.
Yeah, it's all for the judges.
And in the pre-contest interview, Corey has the balls to say that Stern is full of himself.
Yeah, I heard you. Don't worry, I've heard all the crap you've been talking all morning long.
Okay.
And you are very full of yourself.
I'm not.
No, you
I
are.
think my
No, you
band
really
sucks.
No, and they do.
Okay, fine.
That's true.
But will you admit, but guess what?
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I know.
Your band sucks too.
hopefully I will beat you, and then you're going to say, you know what, I must really suck.
You could say that that statement is true for Howard in many aspects, but definitely not Stern's band. Stern knows his band sucks. But of course, Mr. Feldman enters the octagon with absolute confidence.
Hey, are you gonna let the rest of my band watch this or what?
They can get around a monitor if they want.
Am I on?
Does he have enough effect on his voice or
What's up with the reverb?
Yeah, exactly.
The judges will judge, okay? You don't have to prompt.
Hey, don't do me a favor. Don't dance around us while we're doing our thing.
They don't have
dance
to.
over
They're
here.
going to dance over there.
All right, good.
All right. Don't insult the girls, Corey. Really.
We don't need tricks and whistles.
We don't need tricks either, but the girls showed up, and I figured I'd give them a shot.
Whatever.
They look pretty good,
Well, however,
judges.
one of my background singers wants to be evaluated for Playboy, so you can talk to her about that when she comes in.
Well, let's not confuse the issue.
And from the beginning, Corey claims that the whole thing is rigged from the start.
A, there is no contest.
What?
And I'll
Why?
tell you why there's no contest.
Why is there no contest?
Number one, because, first of all, these judges, who are all lovely people, I'm sure, are your guests.
No,
Nobody,
we said let's get three.
Nobody goes
They
against.
understand.
Here we go.
Nobody goes
The
against Howard on Howard's
So you won't believe. Let me talk to the judges.
Not
We had a
chance
judges
in hell.
meeting.
Not a chance in
We had a
hell.
judges meeting before.
Tell me about the meeting.
We had a judges meeting before
See, they're
where
already taking your side. See?
They're not taking my side because I have had no contact with the guys about this. Gary got them. He knows that all three of them have credibility in the music business. All three of them have accomplished something.
Okay.
Classic Corey. We have three judges for this contest. We have Jerry Blair, a prolific music exec responsible for the early success of Mariah Carey, Ricky Martin, and some others. we have DJ, VJ, record exec, and music extraordinaire Matt Pinfield. If you remember, us 90s kids remember Matt Pinfield. And then randomly, I guess, kind of, we have screenwriter, director, producer Brian Kopelman, who did the movie Rounders. He wrote the screenplay for the movie Rounders with Matt Damon. Before the contest, Corey is boasting and puffs out his chest like he's getting ready to close the night out at Lollapalooza.
Is Rounders, which I wrote. I didn't wrote it.
Actually up for that movie.
I wrote the movie.
Did you do it? Did you ever see my audition tape?
You woke up for it?
I saw your audition tape, and I hope you play better today.
Whoa! Oh, Brian, coming out swinging.
Please, everybody,
So
Corey.
obviously, if you're already trying to insult me, how are you going to possibly look at this?
You're gonna
You
turn
insulted
it around.
him.
You're
I'm a
gonna
huge
turn it
Stand By
around.
Me fan.
Okay.
So there you go.
I know for a fact that Matt's got a good point of view. I mean,
Okay.
I've seen his work. And
So
I know
you're
that
willing to submit to his judgment?
Well, I'm willing to say that I know that in most cases he very, very fairly gives his opinion.
Okay, so
However-
I'm not setting anything
However,
up.
what?
However, we are in the Howard Stern Forum.
He was the executive vice president at Arista Records. The guy's got some
Bottom
credibility.
line, these guys all have credibility. They're all obviously
And why
very
would they
established.
risk it by lying to you
They're
on this
not
show?
gonna-
I'm out to prove a point. You're out to prove a point. You're out to prove a point that you're better than me.
No.
I'm out to prove a point that I suck, and I'm telling you to retire.
Hold on, I don't have to prove a point that I'm better than you. The proof is there. It's done.
It's there.
Let's hear from our three judges.
And the best thing about this is, as much as he rages against Howard, he fails to realize that Howard and the losers are in the exact same position that Corey is in. An already famous person, a big fan of music, but not a shred of natural music ability. If you've ever rocked out in your bedroom belting out your favorite songs in the privacy of your own home, boom, congratulations, you now possess every lick of talent that Corey Feldman has. And we all see this every single time Corey hits the stage, and this performance is no exception. And as if it would matter, he's already convinced before the contest even starts that all three of the judges and Stern have colluded against him to make him lose this contest, of course. The battle begins with Howard bringing in some strippers, as he did back in the 90s. The girls, the Scores girls, the classic Scores girls. And he's talking a little shit as he goes on stage before he goes into his cover, which is dedicated to Joey Ramone, his cover of Spirit in the Sky.
I'm dedicating today's performance to Joey Ramone, who recently passed away. Girls, by the way, Corey used to be a big star, so.
And Howard
kidding.
used to be the #1 radio DJ.
That's right. I'm no longer.
Now, Stern's performance, it's not good. It's completely amateur and serviceable, I guess. But that's kind of the point. To show no matter how bad your band is, you'll never be as bad as Corey Feldman.
When they lay me down and die, I'm going way on up to the spirit in the sky. Going up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm going when I die. When I die and lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best.
Nonetheless, it's time for the main event, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Mr. Corey Feldman! But before he begins his performance, he does manage to say something that has stood the test of time as it pertains to his music career.
I'm not a musician, nor do I claim to be one. If you lose to us, it would be terribly humiliating, and that's all I'll say.
I agree with you there.
Yes, all right. If you do,
You won't get an argument.
If you do, I think you should retire from this music career of yours.
That won't happen anyway.
Well,
See, I do what I do. Just to clarify, I do what I do for the love of music, and I don't do it to impress anybody. I do it because I enjoy doing it. So therefore, did my mic just get cut? What
Well,
happened?
that's clear.
Okay.
You're all set.
So anyway, so the point I'm making is I do this because I love doing it. So if nobody ever bought a record, or if, as you say, people didn't show up to the shows, which is untrue, we turned away 200 people in Orlando. Thank you very much.
All right.
But anyway,
I've read reviews, but
the proof is in the pudding.
I've heard good things and bad. Let's just see what it is. It's
So
up to
the
these
point
three
is, it's
gentlemen.
about the music, and that's why I do what I do. And even if,
Enough
we
talk,
never
let's
sold
hear you
another
rock.
ticket,
Enough
even
talk.
if we never released another album, I would still keep writing music and still keep playing it. That's my word.
I only
to
pray
it.
we embarrass you. Susie, I hope you're not embarrassed by this.
Oh, absolutely not.
All right.
Amongst his usual boasting, he telegraphs his lifelong commitment to embarrassing himself, and he faithfully stuck to his commitment of giving all of us decades of laughs at his own expense. Corey is going to grace us with a beautiful rendition of his original tune from his then upcoming album, Former Child Actor. As with most of Corey's music before his discovery of AI song generation, which I went over in a previous video, it's an incoherent blend of musical whiplash.
In, box, in, locked, out, shut down. I want so much more. You can't
see me, you can't free me. I am just your home. The work I do is all the same. I look around, someone to play.
The aesthetic of the grunge era, the distorted rock intro, and a chorus that takes us to the direction of a 90s kids' toy commercial. Corey's stage presence is as awkward, insincere, and confusing as ever, doing an Art the Clown mime act, hypnotizing us by swinging his mic like a pocket watch, and every bit of musically mismatched choreography you can think of, including his never-ending microphone fumbles. Every piece of Corey's music existence was plucked from another artist and jammed into his repertoire, no matter what era, genre, or influence it came from. So what you end up with is a cornucopia of 70s, 80s, 90s, glam, grunge, arena, pop, rock, and other ingredients that don't sound right baked into the same casserole with one another. Let's watch some more of this performance because it's just fucking hilarious.
You gotta live with me.
Well, there's Corey Feldman. Judges, are you awake?
It's so painful, and it's also just endlessly fascinating, which is the reason I keep making videos on him. In 20, 25, 30 years, his musical evolution has not progressed at all. He still hasn't learned to play guitar. He still can't sing. He's still doing the same dance moves he was back in the 80s in that apartment complex video. He has not evolved even in the slightest. So it's understandable why people think he's continuously doing this Andy Kaufman style bit, but as I've said in other videos, I assure you, this is the real Corey Feldman. The real Corey Feldman has stood up. Not even the tiniest mouse fart of improvement. It's just mind-bending. It's like Corey's stranded on Miller's planet from Interstellar and we're all out in the real world existing in real time. It's just so bizarre. But now it's the final countdown. The judges' results are in. First up, Mr. Jerry Blair, as he cracks on Corey's vocals, compliments the band, and ultimately chooses his winner.
Go with your heart, Jerry.
Can we replace the lead vocalist?
Jerry.
I really like to thank God for the backup vocalist in Corey's band.
Yeah, I thought that was unfair.
Having a microphone at the beginning, did you not?
It popped out.
My favorite
kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah,
my favorite thing was when Corey pulled the microphone out.
Right, he broke the microphone.
Well, see,
Maybe it would have been better if it stayed out. That was the only thing.
Oh!
I like the band. I like the song, except for the lyrics. I really came down to it. The Losers put out a cover record. Yes, the Losers.
Wow.
As much as
A cover record only.
Thank God.
Then we move on to MTV VJ Matt Pinfield, who is probably and most likely the most musically qualified to judge this competition, as silly as it is. Let's see what an actual musical aficionado has to say about Corey's brilliant performance.
You had to sign one of them, right?
Right.
And you not even being Howard Stern, right?
Right. You got to just go with one.
Block that out of her head.
And you being like having a tall, I was thinking you were dedicating the performance to Joey Ramone, Joey being a good friend of mine,
Right.
you know, and you've got that vibe where it's that kind of that tall, Joey, lanky, you know what I mean?
I even copped a few of his stage moves in a tribute to him, yes. So who are you voting for?
I'm going to have to go for you guys for the guy.
That is true.
Pinfield comes across as the most straightforward and sincere before yet again giving the win to Howard Stern and the Losers. Next up and finally the third judge, writer of the film Rounders, again for some reason, as he gives his thoughts, starting his review out with an apology, immediately dissing an already deflated Corey who now doesn't even have even a slight breeze left in his sails.
There's one more judge. Brian Koppelman.
I'm sorry, Corey. Normally, you would think that by doing an original, actually, you gain credit, because there's something to be said for the fact that he sat down and
I was
wrote the
afraid of this in this battle of the bland.
Well, yeah. When the song is that bad, you really can't give credit. It's the Losers.
The Losers.
Now, this is so shocking.
Oh, God.
Koppelman is probably the harshest critic and immediately trashes the song, and Corey at this point is pissed.
Now,
This is
congratulate
so shocking.
Oh, God.
Congratulate
so
I had no idea that
Excuse
the
me.
losers.
This
Excuse
is
me.
terribly shocking.
Congratulate me.
Everybody.
Congratulations,
We
Howard.
lost on Howard Stern. Can you believe it?
Corey, will you not admit to lose to me is a humiliation? These guys are honest. Jerry Blair is honest.
Yeah, well,
If it was the Corey
okay.
Feldman show, you still would have lost.
Okay.
Wow. Corey, what this means is you lost to the losers. And
Yeah.
it really is a wake-up call.
And what that means to
means
me
stay
is
with acting.
absolutely nothing.
Oh, boy. How about having passion for acting? Forget about the Tory.
Yeah, well, you know
You're
what?
a terrific actor.
You know what?
but-
Acting. You know what? Acting pays the bills, and the music
Yes.
is what's in his heart, and
Right.
that's all there is to it.
No,
Now listen to
nobody
me.
wants.
Listen to me. If you want to continue with the music, go ahead. That's your prerogative.
Thanks.
You've been told.
I think what the
Howard, I
judges are
appreciate
saying is your band is very tight. They should just get a new lead singer. Is that what you're saying?
The back and forth between Howard, Corey, and the rest of the people in studio is perfect. It's one of the few times we get to see people actually be honest to Corey to his face. They put it to words that exactly dictate the psychotic narcissism of Corey, the single most chronically delusional human being I've ever seen in my life. And guys, that pretty much racks it up. Stay tuned for more videos. If you want to see more Corey, if you have other topics you want me to talk about, drop them down in the comments. But as always, guys, stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you in the next one.